Greetings, everyone, and thank you for joining me. My name is Fran-Lisa and I am a student taking Intro to Communications 101 through Straight Line. Today, I will be presenting a persuasive speech on the dangers of sharing and why parents, caregivers, communities, and even social media companies should become more aware of the consequences of sharing too much information about children online. Before we begin, I'd like you to imagine something. Imagine turning 18 years old and discovering that hundreds of your childhood photos, embarrassing videos, personal milestones, even private moments have been online since you were a baby. You never chose to post them, you never chose who could see them, yet strangers already know parts of your life before you've even had the chance to tell your own story. That is becoming a reality for many children today. What is sharing? As you can see on this slide, sharing is the habitual sharing of children's photos, videos, and personal information on social media and other digital platforms. According to Maria Goyacanti and her colleagues in the 2024 study published by the Italian Journal of Pediatrics, 75% of surveyed parents shared content about their children online, while 93% were unaware of the risks and legal concerns associated with doing so. These numbers are important because they show that this isn't a rare behavior, it's something that families participate in every single day. So, if parents are sharing online without fully understanding the risks, how can we better protect children while still allowing families to celebrate important moments? Today, I will argue that parents, social media companies, and communities should work together to promote responsible sharing by educating caregivers about digital privacy, encouraging consent-based sharing practices, and creating stronger protections for children's online identities. Now that we've established why this issue matters, let's begin by discussing digital privacy. Children's digital footprints. This slide shows how something as simple as a family photo can become much more than just a memory. Many parents share children's information without completely understanding the long-term consequences. As I mentioned earlier, the Italian Journal of Pediatrics found that 93% of parents surveyed were unaware of the risks and legal concerns connected to sharing. Researchers also found that 31% of parents began posting about their children within the first 6 months of their child's life. That means that many children's digital footprints begin before they can even walk or talk. According to Ifua Ando, writing for the American Psychological Association's Monitor on Psychology in June of 2026, today's digital environment makes online sharing much riskier than it was even just a few years ago. As you can see from this slide, children's photos can become permanent digital records. The APA explains that children's faces are considered biometric data, meaning that publicly available images may be collected and used for facial recognition technology or even AI-generated deepfakes. The article also identifies additional concerns including cyberbullying, identity theft, misuse of children's personal information, and exploitation of children's images. Now, I want to emphasize something important. Most parents are not intentionally putting their children at risk. Most are simply proud parents just sharing memories. However, good intentions don't eliminate digital risk. Education is one of the strongest tools we have to help parents make informed decisions about what they post. Once parents understand these risks, the next step is recognizing that children deserve a voice in what's shared online about them. Why children need protection. Rather than simply showing a list of dangers, this slide reminds us of who we are talking about, children who often have no control over their digital identity. One of the biggest concerns surrounding sharing is that children rarely have a say in the information that's posted about them online. The American Psychological Association explains that many parents share children's photos and personal information without considering their child's future autonomy. In other words, children lose the opportunity to decide how they're represented online. The APA article encourages parents to involve children in decisions about their digital identity as they become old enough to understand what's being shared. That could be as simple as asking permission before posting a photo or respecting a child's request not to share something personal. Instead of asking, "Can I post this?" parents should pause and ask themselves, "Would my child be comfortable with this years from now? Does this reveal private information? And is this post benefiting my child or just me?" Small decisions like avoiding location tags, limiting public posts, and keeping embarrassing moments private can have a lasting impact on a child's future. Of course, not everyone agrees with this approach, so let's look at the other side of the argument. Parents have a right to share. As you can see on this slide, there are valid arguments on both sides of this issue. Many people believe parents have every right to post whatever they want because they are simply documenting memories and staying connected with family. Others argue that private accounts make sharing completely safe. These arguments are understandable, and parents naturally want to celebrate birthdays, holidays, graduations, and other important milestones. However, the research presented in both articles suggests that good intentions do not always prevent negative consequences. The Italian Journal of Pediatrics found that most parents shared content because they wanted to document an everyday life or express pride in their children, not because they intended harm. Yet, 93% still did not understand the risks associated with sharing. Likewise, the American Psychological Association explains that once information is posted online, parents lose a significant amount of control over it. Photos can be copied, altered, downloaded, and shared beyond their intended audiences. So the question isn't whether parents love their children, the question is whether every post truly protects the child's best interests. Parents have rights, but so do the children. Responsible parenting isn't about eliminating family memories, it's about making thoughtful decisions before those memories are shared with the world. In conclusion, we should all think that before we post. Now that we've discussed the problem and the solutions, I'd like to leave you with one final thought. Today, we've learned that many parents unknowingly expose children to digital risk because they simply aren't aware of the long-term consequences. We've also learned that children deserve a voice in how their personal information is shared and that small changes in our online habits can make a big difference. Protecting children online is not just the responsibility of parents, it's the responsibility of caregivers, educators, communities, and social media companies to create a safer digital environment. So today, I challenge everyone to adopt one simple habit before posting about a challenge online. Pause, think, and ask yourself, is this something my child will want to see the world to see years from now? Because once it's posted online, it may remain there forever. Choosing not to post only takes a moment, but protecting a child's privacy can last a lifetime. Thank you. Um, this final slide lists the two sources that informed today's presentation. Thank you all for your time and attention.